You wake before dawn in Birka, with salt and tar already in the air. Wet wool clings at your shoulders, beneath the sleeping cloak. Under the bench, your trade chest waits, with scales, clipped silver, and beads. You are a trader on Lake Mälaren, and the first hulls are already creaking at the jetty. Cedar smoke leaks through the roof slats from the hearth next door. Outside your booth, the emporium stirs in timber groans and low voices. Warehouses stand on packed earth behind the waterfront, their plank walls dark with damp. Beyond them rise burial mounds and the thin palisade watching the island edge. You step into the cold of pre-dawn wind and draw your cloak tight with a bronze pin. Frost clings in the seams of the jetty boards. Down the shore, a nar rides low beside the posts, and farther inland, the market lanes lie empty, except for dogs nosing fish bones. The river's slow current is far away from here, yet Lake Mälaren moves with its own patient pull beneath the harbor pilings. Water taps the hulls. Gulls wheel over the beaching place. In the gray light, you pass smith sheds, guest huts, and fenced yards where goats stamp the mud. Your hands smell of fish gut as you lift yesterday's cod and whitefish from a wicker creel to the salting barrel. Two hired boys split the catch with short knives and pack it in layers. Trade begins with food. Men bargain badly when their bellies are hollow. You shoulder a bale of wadmal and feel the bite of leather thongs across your palm. The cloth is coarse, good for cloaks and sail patches. You spread it beside squirrel and marten pelts, a comb of antler, and a string of blue glass beads from eastern hands. Iron from a forge drifts from the smithy row while you check your balance scale. You hang the beam, set out bronze weights, and test the tongue until it sits even. A trader from Gotland watches your hands. Honest weighing is slow work. False weighing travels faster than any sail. The smoothness of a worn oar handle greets your palm when you cross to the ship and count cargo still aboard. A slave girl passes up a sack of hazelnuts. You note walrus ivory, whetstones, and a small bag of dirhams cut for weight. Every item must meet its buyer before weather turns. Then comes the tax collector's wax tablet. He walks the lane with two armed men and a face as dry as old bark. He marks fees owed for stall space and mooring. You keep your voice level. Silver leaves your pouch grain by grain, and each shaving feels heavier than iron. Copper rides your tongue from a bitten coin as you test a piece offered by a stranger in a dark cap. The silver looks right, yet the edge feels wrong. You weigh it twice. You scrape it with your knife. Around you, no one pauses. Bad metal finds fools quickly. The smell of tallow lamps lingers inside a small shrine house, where you duck from the wind and touch the hammer at your neck. You offer no loud prayer. You ask Thor for steadiness in the hand, and Freyr for fair exchange. Outside, trade cries rise again through the boards. You feel the empty seat at supper, before the day has even reached noon. Your brother should be here, counting furs beside you. He died on the eastern route last winter, feverish in a river camp. His knife now hangs at your belt, and every bargain still expects his nod. Oars and oarlocks suddenly knock from the outer landing. A new vessel noses through the mist, longer than a lake boat. Its sail furled wet against the mast. Men hurry to the planks. You straighten from your stall. New arrivals mean profit, trouble, or both together. Salt and tar thicken as the ship comes close enough for faces. The hull bears scars from sea travel, not inland water alone. A man aboard raises a hand and calls for amber, furs, and iron tools. Another stays crouched over a broken chest, bound in split hoops. You go down to the landing and feel wet wool brush your wrist as men jostle for place. The chest is open there on the planks. Inside lie glass vessels wrapped in straw. Two shattered, one cracked, others whole and gleaming pale in the weak light. Loss speaks before any man does. Noonlight catches the priest's silence on a nearby face. He has come from the mission church with a small cross at his throat, watching the cargo and the crowd without stepping in. You keep your own counsel. Birka holds old gods and new prayers in the same cold wind. The heat of the forge mouth reaches you later, when you carry the cracked glass to a smith who sometimes trades for broken things. He squints, shrugs, and offers less than you hoped. You accept half in iron rivets and half in a promise of repaired fittings by dusk. Crow calls and hammer blows mingle over the lane as work resumes around the arrival. You barter 3 squirrel pelts and a length of wadmal for a packet of beeswax and a Frankish bronze brooch. Its pin is sound. You set it aside for a woman inland who pays on trust. The smell of dung fires drifts from the far huts where poorer hands cook thin porridge. You eat standing up, barley bread, a strip of dried fish, and sour ale from a horn cup. You watch the sea trader arguing over a missing sack that no one has seen. The master's eye is on you then, though you have no master in the strict way of a thrall. Reputation rules harder than a whip here. A merchant whose goods vanish under your watch can close 10 doors with one tail. You walk the pier again and count every bundle twice. The light turns leaden over the water. You smell wet rope and cold boards as you settle the last large bargain. A Sami middleman takes ivory and beads in exchange for fine pelts kept dry in skin wrappers. His nod is small. It is enough. A single sandal on stone has no place here. But one nailed shoe strikes the threshold of your booth as a messenger from the hall comes for dues in kind. You hand over wax and one small pouch of nuts. Better the hall remembers your obedience than your reluctance. Twilight brings cedar smoke again as stalls close and shutters drop. You carry your chest through lanes slick with trampled straw. Inside the hall where you sleep, steam rises from cloaks near the fire. A woman ladles stew of peas and mutton into a wooden bowl and tears bread for you. You sit with your brother's knife across your knees and turn one clipped silver piece between thumb and finger. The room smells of warm wool, ale, and ash. Outside, the harbor darkens around silent hulls. You whisper to Thor, then to the dead, and ask yourself which detail would have broken you first.